Seth, first-year letterman, academic All-State. Jacob Dupree, academic All-State. Taylor Griffin, first-year letter, academic All-State. Bryce Jones, third-year letter, All-Conference, conference champion in doubles and academic All-State. Markinville Lewis, academic All-Conference. Jeremiah Jones, academic All-Conference. Will McCoy, academic All-State. Grayson Miller, academic All-State. Landon Narms, academic All-Conference. Garrett Pendergraft, third-year letterman, conference champion, All-Conference and academic All-State. Lee Tarek Slater, academic All-Conference. Janiah Smith, academic All-Conference. Wade Tullis, first-year letter. Andy Ty, conference champion and All-Conference. Ryan Wardlaw, third-year letter and academic All-State.
This one needs torch too.
And last, doubles team Bryce Jones and Garrett Pendergraft cruised through their competition this year. I've never had a doubles team as dominant in my tenure. Although they did start the season with a little shaky loss against Lakeside, that win against them that day set the tone for the season. We were 1-0, and 1-0 never meant as much to us as this year it did. Bryce and Garrett cruised through the season and the conference tournament, finishing the year 17-2. This is the second season they've played together and the second season for them to qualify for state together, Garrett's third overall. They are both top 3 players on the team, leaders on the team, and they have been the most dependable players throughout their careers. They earned all conference honors and once again had a very difficult time singling one of them out for my MVP award. So for the second time, I would like to award co-MVPs to Bryce Jones and Garrett Pendergraft. Now I would like to introduce Coach McLeod to present the Volleyball Awards.
Anybody get a time on that? 12? All right, 12 minutes. Not bad. All right, I'm Coach McLeod. I'm the other Coach McLeod, a little bit slightly taller Coach McLeod, head volleyball coach at Arkansas High School. First thing before I start getting our season recap and awards, I'm going to give some thank yous for our season. First, I'd like to thank our players for their hard work and effort during the season and into the off season. It really never stops for us, but I'm very appreciative. Sometimes the kids don't know how much we appreciate what they do for us, so I want to express again how much y'all do mean to us. Heck, my wife's here tonight. She knows how much y'all mean to me because I spend so much time away from her, so I can spend so much time with you guys, and I enjoy every second of it. I'd also like to thank our coaching staff for their dedication to the kids to make sure that they have every opportunity possible to succeed. I'd also like to thank Coach Outlaw for his support and his trust in me to lead the program. And then lastly, I'd like to thank Miss Shelley Reinhardt for dealing with me. Where is she? Miss Shelley, thank you for dealing with me and dealing with all the assistant coaches and head coaches and our annoyingness and bust requests and meal requests and POs and everything that annoys you. We're sorry, but we love you and thank you for everything you do for us. Next, I'll go into our season. On the year, we finished 9-15. It's not where we wanted to be for the year, but it is a continued improvement for a program to me that, because I've been here 7 years, for a team that used to win anywhere from 2 to 6 games every year, so we are improving. Some of our notable wins this year, we finished 6th in the Hooks tournament, which is a tournament once again. It's a 16-team tournament. We used to finish anywhere in the 12 to 16 range every year. Last year we finished 3rd, this year we finished 6th, so we improved in that tournament again, beating Dangerfield, Linden Kildare, and Trinity Christian Academy. We beat Ashdown again this year for the 2nd year in a row in 3 sets. We beat Camden Fairview this year in 3 sets. We beat El Dorado both times in 3 sets. And then the big win of the year for us, because we had a tough stretch. Because we had a hard first half of the season, or we couldn't play a home game until basically the second half of conference, because we had their bathrooms were getting renovated, which is great now. But we didn't get to play a home game for a long time, so it made it tough. I mean, you're playing 2 games to 3 games a week on the road, getting back at 11 o'clock at night. It made it tough. So the first stretch of the season was tough, but I'm proud of how the girls responded, because in the second half of the season, every match that we played, besides Benton, which is back-to-back state champion Benton, and then Lakeside, the 2 top teams in conference, every team besides that, we went 4 sets, 5 sets, or beat. So I was proud of how we responded in the second half, because the girls could have easily said, season's over with, things aren't going the way they're supposed to, and given up, and they didn't, and they fought through. And what made it hard is, Hot Springs, we lost 3 sets to 1. Could have easily been, if 4 points go our way, we beat them 3-0 or beat them 3-1. So that was one that was tough with Hot Springs. Whitehall we lost in 5 sets, and it was another one of those that first set was 26-28. If we'd have won that first set, we win 3 sets to 1. So I felt really bad for the girls, because they were playing so hard and doing everything they were supposed to, but they weren't catching their break. And that's what to me was so special about Lake Hamilton, because they finally got to see that they can beat teams, they can compete against these teams. And they finally did it on senior night at the last game of the year. They beat Lake Hamilton in 5 sets. So it was hard. Yeah, go ahead. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Miss Davis, because on senior night, Miss Davis got the cheerleaders to come and got a lot of the student body to show up and made the atmosphere super special for our girls. And I think that really helped us. So thank you, Miss Davis. You're the best. But beating Lake Hamilton was a big game, senior night, a team that we haven't beaten over 10 years, and it was a special night being the last game for our seniors at home. And basically it also got to, mindset-wise, they can see that they can compete against these teams, and it's a good launching point for us going forward for next season. Next thing I'd like to talk about, and I think this is what I'm most proud of for this team, is I'm going to get into the academics, and then they'll start handing out the awards. But before we do that, I'm going to kind of do a team aspect of our academic stuff. So of our 18 players, and what we do for all state and all conference, all state academics, you had to have a 3.5 or higher, and for all conference academics, you had to have a 3.0 to a 3.49. So of our 18 players on our team, we had 17 that were all state or all conference. And then of those 17 players, 13 are all state, which means had higher than a 3.5. We had 13 higher than 3.5 in all state academics, and 4 that were all conference academics. With the team GPA for our JV varsity combined was a 3.67 which is just for the first semester. And then I'm going to throw in our 9th grade team too, since they don't get much recognition for this, but they also had a 3.61 GPA. So they did really well in the classroom, and we take a lot of time and dedicate and have study hall days to make sure that the grades, because they're student athletes, so student part comes first. So we really emphasize it, and they really came through on that side of it. So I'm proud of their academics. So for Coach Nicholas has our awards. If y'all want to start coming up here as I read your name off. I have Lainey Brooks, and we're also going to read what year they lettered as well. So I have Lainey Brooks, she was academic all-state. Jayla Coleman's a first-year letter. Jordan Carter's a first-year letter with academic all-conference. And as I read your name, I'll start coming. Lily Cooks, first-year letterman, academic all-state. Jenna Dupree, a third-year letterman, 5A South Conference all-star nominee, and an academic all-state. Natalia Gayton is a second-year letterman, academic all-state. Addison Gurley's a first-year letterman, academic all-state. Kendra Jones is a second-year letterman, academic all-state. Montana Jones is academic all-conference, first-year letter. Amelia Lamb is a second-year letter, academic all-conference. Quintinelia Lamb is a first-year letterman, academic all-conference. Macy Lee is a second-year letterman, academic all-conference. Grace Otwell is a third-year letterman, academic all-conference. Academic all-state, Micaiah Owens is academic all-state. Tiernan Pettit is a first-year letterman, academic all-state. Jayla Shavers is an academic all-state. Haley Shirk, second-year letterman, academic all-state. Brooklyn Willis is academic all-state. And then Lainey, we don't have one for you, but I'm going to recognize you. Trinity Seed is our manager and is the best manager you can ask for, does everything, water bottles, whatever you needed, clock, towels, it was done, clothes folded, laundry up. Sometimes you don't recognize managers, you don't talk about them, but I was gonna take the time because Trinity Seat's the best. So I made up a special award over there with my wife. Trinity Seat is Manager of the Year, and is also, she's not a part of the academic part, but she was also an academic All-State as well. So those are our Letterman Awards and our academic awards for the year. So we have 2 awards for volleyball. We have the Bert Knox and we have the MVP. So I'll start with Bert Knox. The winner of this award is not here tonight, I believe, from what she told me earlier. But the winner of this award is someone that is a hard worker, which doesn't just count one person. There's a lot of people on our team that work hard. But the reason this award is special is it's someone that doesn't get a lot of credit. So someone that's behind the scenes. So if you know anything, if you came to our games, and I'll tell you straight to your face, we were going to set 3 people. And if I asked the team, they knew who we were going to set. On offense, we said Addison, Jenna, and Kendra. Why? Because they proved in practice that they could hit consistently. And the other girls knew that. It's not something that's a secret. They got set. So that means there's 3 other hitters on our team because you can have 6. So we had 6 other hitters. 6 total hitters, I'm sorry. So that meant 3 girls basically were taking a back seat to not get reps. They know they're not going to hit. So their job was just to be really good blockers and really good defensive players. And there was one girl in particular that didn't get set, but she did everything possible when it came to blocking, defense, covering the court, and doing everything behind the scenes to make sure that our team functioned the way it's supposed to. And that person, and they'll know what I'm talking about. We watched film one day, we were watching Lakeside. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We played Lakeside, so in the film session, you can see this girl plays the ball, and then she's in the way of Tiernan. Tiernan's trying to set the ball. She gallops off the court, like on all fours, disappears out of the camera frame, and then you see her come flying back across the frame to play a ball on the other side of the court, gets in the way of another girl, so then she gallops off the other side of the court, and then comes flying back in, and we just watched that over and over, because to me, it's basically showed the type of player that she was. So she was just flying all over the place, and all her main mission was to not let that ball hit the floor, and that's how she always was. So the reason she's getting an award is because she always gave 110% effort, but she always didn't get the glory of the kills and everybody hyping her up. She was just kind of the background player. So the award tonight goes for Bert Knox as Atoya Gayton. And then my last award is the MVP for the season. This award is given to the girl that, to me, embodies all the characteristics of what it means to be a Lady Razorback. She's top of her class, either top, or I know she's up there, if not top. She works her tail off, she does everything right. She's a leader, she's a role model. She's the heck of a volleyball player, and it's one of those you can't ask for anything more. If I sit there and could conjure up a player on my own, I don't know anything different that I would add. So this player had every characteristic that you would want. Does everything correct, works her tail off, great student athlete, can play volleyball, is a leader, everyone respects her. And I did her stats today, just to kind of give numbers for her career. Her career stats, she finished with over 500 kills. She had 250 blocks. She was a 3-year leader, by the way, so she had 500 kills over those 3 years, and she had 250 blocks, over 250 blocks for those 3 years. This season, she averaged 13 kills a match and 4 blocks a match. And then her season high was against Lake Hamilton in our last home game. She had 20 kills and 12 blocks. She was also an All-Star nominee for the 5A South Conference. And to me, the reason that's special is the way we do our conference votes. For the All-Star nominee, like I can write a list down of who I think the best players, best senior players in the conference are. So I can make my list, but the reason it's special, obviously I think this girl's a special player, but the reason I think it's special is because the other coaches in the conference recognize that as well. Because they had to vote on that too. They had to list out who they thought was the top 10 players. I put who I thought it was. They all put who they thought it was, and then we blend them all together, and wherever they average out is where they end up ranking. So it's not just my opinion, it's all the other coaches that watch us play all year rank this girl in the top 4 in the entire conference as well. And that girl that made the top 4 All-State nominee and MVP for the 23 season is Jenna Dupree. Up next, we have Coach Outlaw and football. Arkansas High. We have some really special young men in this school district, and any time that I get an opportunity to go and talk to other schools, other coaches, civic groups, I get to talk highly of our young men. I get to talk highly of our young women, because I truly believe that we have first-class students, that they are going to be successful in life, that they are high-character students, that they are going to be great citizens, they're going to be great mothers and fathers and husbands and wives, and I think that that's something that our community desperately needs, but our future's in great hands with these young men and young women. So thank you guys, thank you parents for raising them up right, thank you for allowing us to be able to have a little bit of influence on them throughout their short time in high school. Before we get rolling with the football awards, I'd like to thank Miss Shelley Reinhardt. She is the lifeblood of all athletics in our district. Without her, we would not be able to have buses to go and travel. Our athletes would not be able to enjoy meals before games and after games. The gear we get, everything that we do goes directly through her. You know, without Miss Shelley, there is zero Arkansas High athletics. Let's give her a round of applause. I'd also like to thank Coach Riddle. Coach Riddle has stepped in some pretty big shoes of our former assistant athletic director, Coach Moody. Coach Moody was here for many years. She will undoubtedly be in the Arkansas Athletics Hall of Fame at some point with the amount of track state championships that she's won. And so Coach Riddle has really kind of got thrown into the fire with having to handle a lot of the paperwork that goes along with athletics. She's done a phenomenal job. She's made my job a lot easier. She's made it possible for us to have athletic events. She's made it possible for us to be able to get referees. Anything that you can think of behind the scenes that happens with athletics is responsible for her. So give her a round of applause. Also would like to thank Dr. Kessler, our superintendent, and Dr. Taylor, our assistant superintendent over athletics. Without those guys' support, without them pouring in their lives to our coaches and pouring in their lives to our young men and young women, we would not be able to be as successful as we can be. I'd like to thank Mr. Cortez and Razorback TV. Those guys put on a first-rate show. I know they stream every home Razorback football game. They stream every basketball game, and so they really do a great job of incorporating technology and incorporating being able to put video out there for our grandparents and other community members who maybe not live in Texarkana anymore or not able to attend the games. So without them, we would not be able to be as successful. We would also not be able to be have as much notoriety as some other schools in the state. So they do a really good job. Thank you, Razorback TV. And lastly, I'd like to thank our wives, our coaches' wives. Coaching is not a typical job where you work 9 to 5. Coaching is a job where you are away from your families for many hours, many days throughout the week, oftentimes 6 or 7 days throughout the week. And so what that does is that leaves our wives home to take care of the kids, to take care of the house, to take care of grandkids. And so without them, we would not be able to have coaches who are able to invest and pour into our kids' lives. So again, thank you to my wife and thank you to all of our wives of our coaches. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to be successful. So down front, we have a couple of our varsity coaches on staff with us. We have Coach Todd Crum, who coaches safeties. Coach Jalen Tolliver, who coaches receivers. Coach Jalen Holloway, who coaches outside linebackers. A guy that a lot of you have never heard of, Coach Dennis Johnson, who coaches running back. Coach L.G. Richards, who coaches quarterbacks. Coach David Carr, who coaches offensive line. We are also missing a coach Coach Arian Banks, who coaches defensive line. He is he is the freshman boys basketball coach, and they are playing a game right now, so he's not with us. And then my right-hand man, guy, Coach Trent. Coach Trent Wilson. Coach Trent Wilson is the assistant head coach and defensive coordinator. He coaches inside linebackers. Coach Wilson does a great job of running things whenever I'm pulled away to do athletic director duties. He also does a great job of preparing our defense each week and managing our staff. So he does a great job. We have some of the best coaches in the state, in my opinion. Our guys are very blessed to be coached by coaches who have played in the NFL, who have played Division I football, who have played Division II football, who have coached at the college level, who have coached in state championship games. I'm a firm believer it doesn't matter where you go, you cannot find a better staff than what we have here. It doesn't matter about the staffs across the street or the staffs anywhere else in the state. We are really blessed to have this group of men who pour into our kids, who love our kids, who will feed them, who will give them money, who will go give them rides, who will give them clothes. All of that has happened just this year alone. So these guys truly love their players. They truly love your young men. And you parents, you never have to worry about the hands they're in because they're a blessing to our guys. So let's talk about Arkansas football for the 2023 season. This year we went 6-4, first winning season in several years here. The team looked drastically different than the previous year. Last year we had 3 seniors. This year we had 20 seniors, and the leadership, you could tell, was night and day. Really proud of our senior leadership. Every year I tell our guys that we will be only as good as you are as senior leaders. We are only going to be able to be as good as what you put up with and what you tolerate. And they did a phenomenal job of stepping up and being a leader. We have several young men who are going to get an opportunity to go play college football. We have several young men who are going to have opportunities to go on to the next level that maybe have not been offered a scholarship yet because the way that college football recruiting has changed drastically over the past several years. So we will have several guys in the month of February sign a national letter of intent to go get to further the dream and get school paid for. So that's pretty neat. I've talked enough, I know. Let's go ahead and get rolling with these guys. First up, we have Rashad Aubrey. Rashad is a 2-year letterman. Next up, we have Zephaniah Black. Zeph is a first-year letterman. Zeph is also academic All-State. Next, we have Gabriel Braggs. Gabe is a 2-year letterman and is all-conference as well. Next, we have DeAndre Burnell. DeAndre is a 2-year letterman and all-conference. Next, we have Kobe Burris. Kobe is a 2-year letterman and academic All-State. DeAndre Burnell is also academic All-Conference. Next we have RJ Burris. RJ is a 2-year letterman. RJ is a 2-year letterman and is academic All-State as well. Next we have Justin Canada. Justin Canada. Justin is a 2-year letterman nominated for the FCA All-Star Game, which happens in Texarkana. Next we have Jackson Cannon, the touchdown maker. Jackson is a 2-year letterman, academic all-conference. Next we have Calvin Chambly. Calvin is a 1-year letterman and academic all-conference. Next we have Jamari Clark Jones. Jamari is a 1-year letterman. Next we have Jaquan Clayton. Jaquan is a 1-year letterman. Next we have Charlie Crabtree. Charlie is a 1-year letterman and academic all-conference. Next we have Xavier Crawford. Xavier is a 1-year letterman and academic all-state. Next we have Malik Dangerfield. Malik is a 2-year letterman and academic all-conference. Next we have Javen Davis. Javen is a 2-year letterman. He was all-conference, academic all-state, and nominated for the FCA All-Star Game. Next we have Jerry Deloney. Jerry is a 2-year letterman. Next we have Will Dunbar. Will is a 2-year letterman. Next we have Isaiah Irwin. Isaiah is a 2-year letterman and academic all-state. Next we have Jaden Flowers. Jaden is a 1-year letterman. Jaden. Next we have Jeremiah Frazier. Jeremiah is a 2-year letterman. Next we have Landon Graves. Landon is a 2-year letterman. Next we have Kent Griffin. Kent is a 1-year letterman, all-state, AAA All-Star Game nominee, FCA All-Star Game nominee. Next we have Carl Harris. You're all jealous of Carl. Carl is academic all-state and LaCorian is a 2-year letterman. Cameron is a KJ is a Yvonne is a 1-year letterman. Star game. Letterman and academic